Hello, this is David Dean, and yeah, I'm back at it again. I had put out videos of several other amplifiers for the Storm Shield defense in Twine Peaks for the higher level, and hopefully what I thought was endurance mode was going to be. And yeah, it's worked out really well so far. I did want to get out the other two amps. I'll be doing the South Side one, Amp C, today. And hopefully tomorrow I'll get out the southeast side one. So I'm going to be focusing on this one, but I'm also going to be doing an update on the other amplifiers on minor changes I had to make. And first of all, on that is no more defender pads. I found out, I just wanted to see how far I could get with no defenders, and I got to the exact same level, level 23. I don't know about level 25. I tried it a second time and I got to level 25. And that's the UFO one. I was able to shoot down the UFOs, but I didn't, since I was busy with the UFOs, I wasn't keeping things away from the amp and things went bad. But C, it gets hit here in the second wave coming up. The waves, some of the waves change, some of the waves are static. Like you will definitely get on this one, wave 9 will be this amplifier, and you will get anomalies. Also, wave 23 also seems to always be over here. But for the build, as you can tell, I don't have much around the amplifier. Basically, this is just to keep smashers busy when they get up here. I don't care if smashers get up here because they do 0 damage to the amplifier. So if I want to do this build, I need to make it that the Flingers, the lobbers can't get up here, and then all the other husk. And basically there's 3 areas you have to worry about. Area number 1 and right here, and all you gotta do is block that off. I have it in stone, it should really be metal, but I got launchers, 45s, and then a wall. And you can even put wall darts on there if you got extra materials. I don't, so... And I've never had anything get through here. It's gotten damage from things trying, but nothing's ever made it through. Then you get the main tunnel. And the big thing I'm running into trouble with here is that I get this around... I'm just going to put this down for the wave when it hits. This gets hit on wave 2, wave 9, and it could possibly get hit on a random wave. And then it gets hit on wave 23, and there's so much propane in here, the husk cannot get around it because they see the propane tanks as obstacles. So if another exploder husk comes in here and he can't get through, he throws his tank and he blows everything up. Same thing with riot shielder husk and other husks. They can set off the propane if they cannot get through. So what I think I may have to do around wave 20 is come over here, blow up the tunnel, and rebuild it. Right now what I'm trying to do is get as many husks dead outside of this as possible. So as you can see, and we don't have much time before the wave, they'll all spawn out here. They come up over that little lava, and then the only place they can get up on this side is this little bitty step. Everywhere else they can't get up and through. So they all come up here. Here you can see the spawn. And we'll go up and see how well this tunnel does. But as it comes up, I got a launcher sending them over here to another launcher to send them down into the lava. Also got the broadside and 2 gas traps. Once again, trying to kill everything out here as possible. Come in here, gas trap launcher. Get back out here. I did have a broadside over here, but I guess the lava ball took it out. And what I'm trying to do, they do 1 tick from the gas, they get launched out, and then they take the 6 other ticks from the gas traps out here, hopefully dying outside of the tunnel. Let's go ahead and head up, and I'll just show you how well this works right now. Ah, what fun. But yeah, I got rid of the defender pads. It did make it kind of easier, but if you just do a little bit of hustling and quick building, it still works out just fine. But here they coming in. We do have a blaster, and that's them just trying to get in the front door. You just saw the smasher get launched backwards. And there, you got the blaster getting launched backwards. There is a part of the tunnel over here. Hardly anything goes in here, but if you block it off, the smashers will totally destroy it. So I just found it easier to put up traps and try to eat up the smashers. And wow, hardly anything getting through. I don't see any propane, but you also, there was lobbers coming in, and that's because they cannot get an angle. Every once in a while you'll get a stray one that just throws up and starts hitting random tiles, but if it's covered by the base, it usually doesn't do anything. And I'm going to do something I shouldn't do and run up here. And I haven't seen any propane. Hey, Smasher Boy. That's one thing I was worried about with the launcher. If it kicks them way out, then they might come in over here. And that definitely seems to be what's happening. But over here, you can see nothing like here. This launcher has been used 3 times. This one 2. And this one 5, but that's from things coming in here also. And I'll do a better walkthrough after this is all done. But yeah, Smasher ain't gonna happen. You also have over here kind of the same setup, just twisted. And this has worked great. There's been no issue with the trap tunnel except for it getting totally full with propane tanks and causing an issue. And we do have this. It doesn't look like anything's coming over this time. The spawn does change by 2 or 3 tiles as far as that direction and this direction. So there will be times where you get husks coming over here. And all it is 3 launchers with 3 timeout rooms. And there goes the blaster. I was waiting for that. I actually like having fun with the blasters, because now I'll walk back in there and they'll start changing their... Well, usually they walk backwards. They're not doing it that time. But yeah, I love the cannonball shredding them. And now it will go over to, what, the devil lamp? So, let's see. Yep, they're heading over the devil lamp. It should hold up okay even without my base. Oh, that's another thing. I've been going AFK a lot just to see how my tunnels do. And I place my base over at H over in the southwest. And I can get to level 12 pretty easily now, just doing AFK. So here's the entrance coming up. They hit the steps. Gets hit by the launcher. Comes out here. Then they go back in, all the time getting hit by that gas trap. If they get by that, they hit this launcher. Sends them back into this timeout room for massive damage. They come back out and they're getting hit by this launcher again and back outside. They finally make it around, launcher to another launcher, back into the timeout, back outside. And if they make it around that, launcher to a timeout room. And then as you saw, this one at the end of the hall, and that, I don't know why it's taking damage. But yeah, this one launches them down the hallway, 3 spaces, back to this launcher, launcher, timeout room, launcher, and then back out again. And it just works insanely well. There is another place they can get up over here. Once again, this little bitty tile is the only place they can go up. So they go up here, launcher in their face, gas trap, off they go. Over here, launcher, launcher, and once again I'm doing it with a launcher, back to a timeout room. They have to get by this launcher, which sends them out there. Then they have to come up and repeat the whole process again. And back down here. I got the one side of the ramp covered up. You have to use 2 pieces of metal. If you don't have this piece here, they'll pound through that one. And then launcher with a 45. You got to put up a backboard, and then it drops them there, and that launcher sends them flying backwards. I put up this so they don't try to shortcut it there, and this just to make them walk further. They usually walk straight up, and the launchers send them back into that launcher. And once again, this just works perfectly. For the people who build, right here, let's see. Yeah, that's the edge there. So I take this out 1, 2, 3 tiles, and then a 2-tile ramp. This way, starting here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then going the other direction, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since I counted the 1 twice, it's a total of actually 10 tiles. And then, yeah, this seems to work really, really well. As you can see, there was no damage or even attempts for damage with the lobbers coming in. Over here, I got this set up since this is where a lava ball hits. You can build 3 tiles above that. That's why this is set back 1 tile, and it's 2 tiles high. But then they can't get an angle. And then here, at 3 tiles high, I have another row of it. I put up this just so I can get the connectivity with my constructor base up here a little bit. And then I got it anchored to the backboard also. You can see the devil amp took 0 damage. Outstanding. Where is it going next? East. This has been a problem, and actually I'm only halfway built over there. So if that takes some damage, don't be surprised. But that is the total build on this. And once again, it has been outstanding except for all the propane piling up. I'm going to give it another run later today. I will do a video on the southeast once I get it all finished built up. Actually, let's go ahead. Which way are they coming in? South is really good. I'm just going to drop my base and go. If I drop my base, then it should be 0 damage. Alright. And off I go. Just going to show you the changes I did have to do to some of the builds. Through testing. Done way, way too much testing. For over here, the lava pit amp. This thing has worked insanely well. Extremely, extremely so. The only problem I had was over here. This is I had this as an open area before because it was all blocked off. But lobbers and flingers would pound their way through to throw from here. So I put up this ceiling above it. And no issues, no problems. And that was the only change I've done to the lava pit besides getting rid of the defender pads. And let's head over here. On this one, the southwest amp. This one gets hit a lot and does take a little bit of a beating. But it has held up. The one thing is you have to make sure your base, constructor base, covers these 2 tiles. If you don't, they will bash it out and then come over here to the side, and the lobbers and flingers will totally shred everything. So make sure your constructor base covers that. Once again, got rid of the defender pads. This I just have up for when I go AFK, that's where I put the base, because this seems to be the one that is most vulnerable. Inside the tunnel here, once again, everything's the same except for over here, I kept having smashers pounding through this wall. And even with the one launcher knocking them back, they would just keep pounding through. And after a certain level, they make it through. So now I got the launcher here, and this works great. They get hit into the timeout room, then hit by the one launcher and the second launcher, they get flung back over here. By the time they stand up, they're getting hit back in here, taking more damage, and then they get hit back over here. The whole time getting hit by the traps in here. And so this is the cure I found for not having the smashers beat their way through, and so far working extremely well. That's the only change there. Here, we've had to do a bit of a bigger change. And where are we at on time? 30 seconds. I may come back to throw down my base if they go to that one next. Here, let's actually, I forgot to put it up again. On this, the only time I would have trouble is over on this side when it was a nature wave. They would beat through this these 2 tiles here. And nothing I did would change that. So, now I put my constructor base here along with these 3 tiles I just put up, and that covers that area and they never get through it. Where are they going next? Oh, they're going here next. And actually, let's do that. So they're spawning here. Good thing I put that down. Now it'll be protected. Also, oh, I got one other thing. May end up getting myself killed here. Just to show you, over here I had put up this wall to stop flingers and lobbers from getting on the ceiling. And sure enough, they beat their way through. So now I put a launch pad up there, or wall launcher. And since I did that, no issues. Also, I would have a few lobber launchers go all the way around here and try to get in here. So I put there's a launcher there, launcher here, launcher this one, and then launcher into the lava. But now I found an issue with that. We do have a mini boss coming through. I'm just going to ignore him. Over here, this is the big change, as you can tell. I tried doing a bunch of different builds because I would have flingers from up there go all the way around, and it would take a while, but they would get over here and start doing massive damage. So I put lobber shields over here. I put traps over here. And at the end of the day, it just did not work. So what I'm doing is putting this up, which will be covered by the constructor base when it gets attacked from the north. And then I will probably throw down 2 or 3 snipers with the obliterators. So whatever they throw lands up there, and I'll let them take them out. Or I may just put traps up top. And let's see. Let's go ahead. All I did was put a 3x3 up here with stairs going down around the edges. The only thing is now I found occasionally I will have a flinger go through here. Most of them die. A few, very few get through. They get launched into the lava and they don't die because they're mist monsters. Since they're mist monsters, they get down here and they start throwing. So that's why putting up traps and other things over here didn't work, because if one got down into the lava, I still had the same issue as before. So having this with the base covering it, and then hopefully a defender or 2 taking them out, should be no problem. And that leaves us with 1 amp left to go, the Devil Amp. And where are we on? We're on wave 5. Outstanding. Now, as I said, usually with AFK, I can get to 9. A few times I'll fail around 9. Most times I get to 12. Right here is where I put my base. And you have to put it so it covers this tile down here. Right here. Because what will happen is this will shoot smashers back here. And nobody messes with this tile except for smashers. And they'll take 1 or 2 hits, and then they'll get sent backwards where I want them. And then, if you got the base covering it, the base will heal it, and it'll be all good. If you don't do the base, you're out of luck. And heading back, and once again, no damage on the amp. Also, up here, before I had 1 tile of launchers, now I have 2 tiles. And what would happen is flingers, once again, would get launched up here, and instead of walking forward and getting hit on the launchers, they would stay back here and just throw stuff. And so we had to end that. And that is all the changes I've done. This has held up extremely well. Of course, mini bosses still get through, bosses still get through, but I just run around, put up building pieces of whatever they destroy, and we're all good. Like here, this just had a mini boss, and no issue, no problem. Where are they spawning? All right, am I going to get myself blown up and everything else? Let's find out. Hopefully no propane. Throw that down. Come on. There we go. And so this is what it's been. As I said, I've soloed up to level 25. And yeah, they're getting flung back into the timeout room, and down goes 2 blasters. And they will get close, and like the smasher, you can see him. Will he? No, he didn't even try to bash through that time. What a good smasher. He will get through most likely eventually. If he doesn't, another one will. But they'll just beat out a piece. I put a new piece in, and it just keeps going like that. And then you get takers. Which is why it's good to do this so you don't have to worry if you get knocked down. Your base will take care of everything. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if these videos are helping you or any problem spots you are having with my build. And once again, I'm going to be doing the southeast build. That'll be the last one. And that is the one that's been the most difficult because, first of all, it gets a lot of the propane waves, which it kills everything, but the tunnels fill up with propane. And then that's the killer on level 25 with the UFOs. Every time I've had it happen, that spawn on 25, it's always been the southeast amplifier. So, hello, Mr. Taker. Yeah, come and get me. All right. Catch y'all later. Have a great one.